The new Minister for Migration has vowed to fix the problem of immigration by going harder and faster, saying the issue is a top priority.
It comes as figures show there were 674 arrivals by small boats on Tuesday alone, while reports suggest 2 children were among 3 of the migrants who died in the Channel on Tuesday night. Well, Minister for Migration and Citizenship Mike Tapp joins us now, and we've been hearing in our reports, we know you said that you're going to go harder and faster on immigration. So what has the government been slow and soft on before now?
It's a wonderful way of starting the interview. Thanks for having me on. It's a pleasure to be with you. Look, we know that this is a top issue for the country, and we said this before the general election. It's in our manifesto that it's a top priority to secure the borders. And what we've already seen is this record high deportations and removals. We're now at 35,000. When we came into office, the whole system had ground to a halt, including the processing. So we've sped that up by around 50%. We've got returns agreements across the world with international partners, and of course that important returns agreement with the French. Now, we do need to go harder and faster to ensure that the boats aren't coming over. So now...
OK, hang on, sorry. I don't want to interrupt you, because I know as MP for Dover and Deal, you're at absolutely the forefront of where there's a lot of concern about numbers. So you will hear it every day you're out and about. So I know you can see the bigger picture on this on all sides. But if you're saying that you're going to be going harder and faster, what has been slow before, and what have you been soft on? What have we not done so far, or is it just a slogan?
No, we haven't been soft, because we've had an inheritance of open borders.
OK,
We had 400
so in that case,
crossing.
how are you going to go harder and faster? What's
splitting
the change?
hairs. What I'd like to do is tell the viewers, if you don't mind, what we're looking to do, because I think it is really important that we secure the borders, and also it's vital to understand that there's no silver bullet, and we can't fix this overnight. You know, 400 crossed in 2018. We've had over 150,000 since, and you know this. Use of hotels that the Conservatives left us with, 400 hotels costing the taxpayers £9 million per day, is unacceptable. We've now got Shabana Mahmood, our new Home Secretary. She's been really clear that we're going to get people out of hotels, save that money and put them in more suitable accommodation. So we're exploring now Ministry of Defence sites so that we can move them there. We're also looking at the ECHR so that we're not held up in deporting people who shouldn't be here. And, you know, I've said it over and over again, if you can't deport foreign paedophiles, something's not working.
OK, so should we be opting out of the ECHR?
Well, no, because the ECHR can work by changing our domestic laws. Firstly, we are working with international partners. There's 9 that have signed up to this. We're leading the way on seeing how we can reform that. But we're taking control of this and ensuring that our domestic laws work with this so that it can't be misinterpreted, for example, and that if we need to remove someone who shouldn't be here, we simply can, because we're legislators. We've now got Shabana Mahmood, who we know is hard on this. She increased the deportation of foreign national offenders by 14% as Justice Minister. So now we're going to do this within the Home Office to ensure that people are removed when they should be. We're also looking at more returns agreements.
Can I just ask you about the French deal as well, which we haven't seen anybody yet go, expecting it, I understand, within a month. Was that set too low?
So the French deal is really important. This is something that the Conservatives wanted to do and failed. But through Yvette Cooper and Keir Starmer's diplomatic skill, we have got a deal in place. But it is a pilot.
Though, the one in, one out. What sort of numbers are we going to see?
It is a pilot, which means that we've got to test it to ensure it works, and then we grow it. And that's exactly what we'll do. So what this does, if a migrant is sat in Calais on a beach, then they're much less likely to pay up to £10,000 to a smuggler to come over to then be immediately deported. It's a bit like running a business. We're really chipping away at that model. If you are running a car sales company, for example, and 1 in 15 of your cars is dodgy, that's going to spread. People are going to stop buying them. But, of course, we want to go further on this, so we're deporting and removing more. It acts as a really strong deterrent.
Further and faster, although we're not totally sure faster than what? Let me just... you referred to diplomatic skills, which immediately brings to mind the diplomatic skills of our ambassador in the United States, Peter Mandelson. Can I just read to you one of the emails which came out yesterday? This is an email he sent to the convicted paedophile Jeffrey Epstein after he'd been convicted, I think before he'd been sentenced. Peter says, "I can still barely understand it. It just could not happen in Britain. You have to be incredibly resilient, fight for early release and be philosophical about it as much as you can." As a person, as a citizen, how does that make you feel, that email?
Yeah. I have to set the scene so your viewers understand my feelings and background on this. So, now, I worked for the National Crime Agency in the past before doing counter-terror work, and as a part of that, I was arresting paedophiles, and I had to meet some of the victims, and that stays with you. Yeah. So this is something that means a lot to me. It also means a lot to Keir Starmer. As Director of Public Prosecutions, he put a lot of paedophiles.
So how does that email make you feel?
I will come to that, Ed. Okay. We're also working hard in the Home Office to ensure that violence against women and girls is reduced significantly. More quickly? When it comes to that email, I'm disturbed by it, I'm uncomfortable with it, and I just have to refer you to what Peter Mandelson has said in his statement where he expresses that regret.
He obviously deeply regrets it. Keir Starmer yesterday said he was standing by Peter Mandelson. That was before more of these emails come out. I just wondered, you're on the broadcast round this morning, you'll have the latest line to take you'll have been given by Downing Street in the last hour. Is it still saying that Keir Starmer is standing by Lord Mandelson, or are things on the brink?
The latest I have, Ed, is that the statement made in the Commons yesterday at Prime Minister's questions is still relevant, and Keir Starmer does have confidence in the ambassador's ability, and what he means there is the important work that he's doing in America. You know,
could that change over the course of today?
I can't say. I'm not the Prime Minister, Ed.
That is, I think, a fair answer, and may I say, a wise answer at this point. Mike Tapp, Home Office Minister, thank you very much indeed for joining us this morning.
Good to speak to you this morning.